Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by Cachefly at CACHEFLY.com.
Coming up, allons-y lo cinema. We have apps for the movie junkiest of the junkies.
What language was that?
That was French.
Yahoo's Axis browser. They say it's the best browser ever. And an iPad out of space.
Are you sure?
Yes. And a series of international roaming plans.
Wait. All that and more on iPad today.
Say that again. Allons-y.
Allons-y.
À la cinéma. iPad Today is brought to you by GoToMeeting with HD Faces from Citrix. All you need is a webcam and a click to turn your online meetings into high-definition video conferences. Meet with clients and colleagues anywhere in the world, even from an iPad. Try it free for 30 days. Visit GoToMeeting.com, click the Try It Free button, and use the offer code iPad. And by Ford, giving customers the power of choice with a full line of electric and hybrid electric vehicles. Learn more about Ford electric vehicle technologies at Ford.com/technology. And by Slingbox, which can turn your iPad into a television. With a new iPad app from Slingbox, you can watch your home TV on your iPad anywhere you go. Check it out at slingbox.com/twit.
Well, you don't... French is, when you read
phonetic.
it makes zero sense.
It's phonetic. You're doing it phonetic.
There's 15 letters in a word
Right.
that you just don't pronounce.
Right.
So, yeah. It's, I don't know. What? I'm trying.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
That is Le Sarah Lan.
Saha.
And I'm Leo
Saha.
Laporte. And this is iPad Today.
You know, it is. And before we get into some of the apps that we're going to talk about on the show, I just have to say...
Are we speaking in hushed tones?
No, I have to say really quickly that I'm going to be in France soon enough.
Good.
And there's an area of Bordeaux that has Laporte vineyards.
Oh, yes. Very famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of going.
There's also a Bordeaux Léoville. There's 3 Léovilles.
That's what it was. No, it was Léoville.
The Laporte
That's what it was.
Yeah, the Laporte is a Sancerre. It's a very good Sancerre. But the Bordeaux
It was
are
Léoville.
Léovilles. Yeah. There's Léoville Lacasse, which I think is the best. No, I've had all 3. In fact, I have magnums from all 3 in my wine cellar.
I think I have to go to this.
Which is
just
where-
to be like, look at me, I'm in Léoville.
Oh, I would love it if you went to Léoville. And it's an excellent Bordeaux if you're interested.
Love the Bordeaux.
It was Dvorak who got me into Bordeaux. That's his favorite wine, and
Yeah.
he was a wine writer before he was a computer writer, and he really knows his stuff. So
How did I not know that?
it's not commonly known.
Huh, that's interesting.
Hey,
All
we
right.
got some. We're going to do movie apps. If you didn't
Yeah.
understand her French,
Allons-y. It means let's go.
let's go to the cinema.
Right. We're going to go to the cinema.
Yeah.
I mean, the cinema, it could be actually going somewhere. You need to know, what your favorite theaters got
gonna do
playing
that.
on
We're gonna do that.
Saturday.
Yep.
A little bit of making your own cinema.
I'm going to do that.
And then, if you were wondering, how could they possibly be talking about France? It just is so irrelevant to the conversation. It actually isn't, because the first app in our little cinema wrap-up is Cannes 2012, which is happening right now.
It is. In fact, that's where Loïc Lemur is right now. I'm
think-
so jealous. He's at Cannes.
I know. Isn't he lucky?
Yeah.
So this is an international film festival. It's a very, very big one. If you're not familiar with it, happens every year around this time in Cannes, which is a city in the south of France.
Yeah, the Côte d'Azur. It's beautiful, right on
Very
the beach
nice.
there. In fact, I'd like to go to Cannes right now.
I would too.
So this is the closest I'm ever going to get.
Exactly. It's a big Hollywood event, although it does focus on a lot of independent movies and certainly foreign movies.
Right.
But this app is really great. Now, it's sponsored by a company called Orange, which is
That's the French cell phone company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's free in the sense that it's being sponsored by
Free, but
a
not
company.
free from ads.
Right. Except that if I click on Orange over here, then I see some ad stuff.
It's not so bad.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. So I've got a news area. You see sort of here's the group of actors that are playing On the Road, which is a Jack Kerouac movie, which is being made into a movie right now,
neat.
which is screening at Cannes. So it gives you a little bit of information on what they all talked about. This is, again, for movie buffs who are really following the international movie scene altogether. So this is some news. Here's some selections of movies, because when you get into an officially selected category at Cannes, it's a really big deal. This is where movie studios buy movies or buy the rights to them. People make a lot of money. It's a really good place to be.
If you've ever watched Entourage, it's just like that.
Yeah, except different. But what's great is that you can learn a lot about these movies that you wouldn't otherwise be getting a lot of publicity for in the U.S., because that's just not the way it works. Certain movies that are maybe not even in competition but are screening there. Short films, which short films can be awesome, but they often... You usually don't hear about them except once a year at the Oscars when someone wins an award for the best short film. Then you get into the multimedia area, which is cool. So we can watch trailers for movies. That's obviously where you can find out a lot more about the movies than just a simple description about it. Obviously, photos of the cool people on the red carpet, some video news from... I don't know who's been in the hot spot. Let's just look at one of these videos and see what we get.
So you don't get the full movies, but
no.
you get it's like being there. You get the news and clips and
and it's very it's very buzzworthy.
It's in French. So that's a note to me.
He's like 12. Wow.
No, you know what? You're just getting older. He's actually 38.
Oh gosh. So you get the idea.
It's all in French. It's not an American app.
Well, some of it is. Some of it is, actually, because I watched a press screening with a new Nicole Kidman movie and Zac Efron and Matthew McConaughey.
That's an interesting movie.
And that was all taking place in English.
Yeah.
So it depends. They do a lot of back and forth to make sure that all the journalists are getting the information that they need to get. But in general, it's a great app. This is completely free, like I said. There's a lot of information about all the movies that are represented. And if you're just interested in like red carpet dresses, they have that too.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do.
That's Cannes is where the starlets will go down on the beach and do. And I remember very famous many years ago, before your time, Brigitte Bardot going down on the beach at Cannes and everybody taking her picture, and it was a kind of her coming out party.
A rather delightfully looking woman.
And God Created Woman was the name of the movie.
Right.
I'll never forget it. So
available on Hulu Plus in the Criterion Collection.
You know that?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Well, I get bored on the weekends. I go deep into Hulu Plus.
Wow. It's funny because I have Hulu Plus, and I just never watch anything on there because there's a lot of startup time involved. There's commercials at the beginning, and I get tired of it. I just do Netflix.
I have this argument with a lot of friends on whether Hulu Plus is worth it or not. To me, it's worth it just for the fact that you need Hulu Plus in order to access Hulu on your Roku to watch it on your big screen.
And it's what, $8 a month?
$8
now?
a month.
They dropped the price a little bit.
Yeah,
so it was $10.
it's always been $8 as long as I've been using it for I guess the past year or so.
I thought it was more.
So
now,
to
an
me,
interesting
it's
thing,
worth it.
Roger Ebert posted about this on Facebook, the Chicago Sun-Times movie critic.
Yes.
He often posts links to movies, and he says, I do it to 3 different places. I do it to Netflix, I do it to Hulu Plus, and then there's a third one, I don't remember the name, for independent films. And he said, everybody, and then I could see which links get clicked. He said, Netflix, huge. Hulu Plus, not so big. And people really, Netflix is the one. It's very interesting.
Hulu Plus, we don't have to talk about it for too long. But
they have updated it.
Since they do have a movie section on Hulu Plus, which is, hey, you can get Brigitte Bardot movies as well as many others.
Now that I know God Created Woman is on there, I'm going to watch it.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, then there you go. So there is an area, if you want to view by, I'm already looking in the genres area. Hulu Plus has updated the search to be, if I want to search through movies and then I want to search by, I swear I had that earlier. They have a new area called genre where you can search.
Oh, see, I would
by
like that. So I could look for foreign films or shorts or that kind of thing.
Why am I not finding these? Maybe it's recently
added. Did you not update that one?
No, I did. I looked at it earlier. Okay. I don't know. Gosh. So
this is, by the way,
the problem with Hulu is
it's kind of the problem with the iPad is there's no standard for menus or buttons or whatever. So each app is a little different, and sometimes I find the same thing. I'll say, in fact, I was doing this last week or 2 weeks ago with the Google Plus app, where I knew there was a way to get into a Hangout, and it was so convoluted I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
it's tough. Well, anyway, for whatever reason, now that I'm on the stage here, I can't seem to find the area where they are breaking down different titles by genre. But it is something that's part of the new app. They also have a better split screen so that you can be watching stuff and then browsing for other things. I like the Hulu Plus app, actually. I don't use it that much because, again, I can access Hulu through my Roku, which is a horrible interface. It is awful.
Well, another reason I don't use it.
I have it on my nice big TV, but otherwise, sometimes I'll watch a show at the gym, something in my queue. I'll catch up on the Daily Show or whatever.
I've got to find that
nice.
Roger Ebert post because I want to remember the third streaming movie site that he mentioned. It was not Crackle. That's a Sony site, and Crackle is one of the places that streams movies. Kind of not the greatest movies.
Crackle is weird because they'll insert ads at very weird times.
Yeah.
It's not like when you would have gone to a commercial break, or maybe at a certain part of the movie, it'll be like right in the middle of someone's sentence. So that's kind of annoying. We
should mention that's available and it's free on the iPad as well. Crackle, CRACKLE, movies and television shows.
I found it.
Yay!
I found it. If you go into the Browse TV area, then you can search by genre or all shows or by networks, or you can filter through Latino. There you have it.
Cool.
Best update ever. Not really. But it's Hulu Plus getting better until they ditch the whole idea.
So I launched
which should
Crackle.
happen in the next year or so.
What's the first thing I get?
An ad.
An ad.
Yeah. Well, that's the iPad app.
Oh, thank God they've got Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
One of the great movies of all time. Wait a minute. This isn't even out yet. That's a trailer, obviously.
Yeah. They want you to watch.
Crackle's owned by Sony, so it's going to be mostly Sony movies and so forth. But it's, you know what? You should have it. You should have it.
It's free.
It's more.
Yeah, you got another option.
Do you want me to do mine now, or do you have another one to do?
Well, we can switch off.
We can alternate?
Yeah.
So this is kind of, you're going to do one that's similar to this. There's two big apps for figuring out what's on if you want to go to the movies. And the one I like is called Flixster, or Movies by Flixster, I think is how it's listed. And it has a lot of nice features. It is a great app for people who want to keep up on the movies. For instance, here's the movie box office. Movies opening this week. Top box office movie right now, Marvel's The Avengers. What a surprise. So you can go by box office. I always go by theater because I want to say, well, here's my local theater. What's showing today, tomorrow, Wednesday? And you can, Battleship is showing. Now, this is why I like it. It's got the Rotten Tomatoes rating. I find that really useful.
Me too.
If I'm going to see a movie, I really want to see Battleship, and I see that it's 34% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Not worth it.
I know, there's some variation, but anything that's that low is probably going to be a stinker.
I usually don't go to anything under 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Perfect.
It's just, and even then, it's probably going to suck. I like Rotten Tomatoes more than Metacritic even, and some people would disagree.
No, I like Rotten Tomatoes a lot. It connects to Facebook so that you can, and you don't need to do this, but I like to connect to Facebook so that, for instance, if Sarah's seen a movie, she can see my ratings on Flixster and vice versa. Let me go back to Flixster. I was going to... Whoops, let's not go to Facebook. Looked like a good party there, by the way.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friends cooked an Italian feast because they just came back from their honeymoon.
Looked awesome.
It was.
So I'm not going to log back in. Showtimes, you could see the trailer. That's if... Look, deciding what movie to see is a big deal. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of movies. They all look great in the trailers. It's good to get the Rotten Tomatoes. Good to look at the trailer. You can get an idea of whether a movie's going to be great or not. Battleship, I don't know. Not so great.
It's a movie based on a board game.
Yeah, and not even the best movie
really
ever based on the board game. There's
Actually,
photos.
It was a really fun game, though.
There is IMDb-style information on the cast, the director. You can read critics' reviews, user reviews, which I think is important. In fact, they even make a distinction about the Rotten Tomatoes reviews, critics versus audience. 57% of the audience liked this. So you get a lot of information. If you want to keep track of movies that are coming to town, I always see the ads and I go, oh, I'm so excited. I want to see this. You can say, oh, June 1st, Snow White and the Huntsman. That is going to be a weird movie. I just want to say.
Yeah.
The previews on that look very, very strange. But look at this. 90% of the audience want to see it. Oh, I'm sorry. Facebook really wants me to participate. Here we go. Back to Flixster. So,
I like how it's sending you to Facebook of a picture of me at my dinner party.
What?
How does
that's because you're my only Facebook friend. So I can, but the Facebook thing, as long as I've now turned it on, is I can rate this on Facebook. I can add to this, and I say, yeah, I do want to see this. And that will go back to how many people want to see it. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
So it's great for that. It also shows DVD releases. I mean, this thing is everything. If you're a movie buff, this is everything you want to know.
Well, and if you don't mind waiting for a while, add it to your Netflix queue, and eventually it'll show up there.
Right. So, in fact, that's a button on here.
Yeah.
Add to Netflix queue, which
can be helpful.
is really great. Buy on iTunes, Showtime's Play trailer. They also have new releases coming soon on DVD. They have a section on actors. And, of course, it leads with my very favorite actor of all time, Robert Downey Jr.
Of all time?
Followed by Christian Bale and Johnny Depp.
You don't...
That's the big three.
Oh, Johnny Depp. It has to be number one, first of all, but whatever, we don't have to get into that. I find that RDJ always plays the same person. He's funny, he's very witty, but it's always the same character.
Robert Downey Jr., he's a movie star.
But
he's always himself. The great movie stars, Cagney, Stewart... Edward G. Robert, they were always themselves.
What about Johnny Depp? He's always somebody
Gregory
different.
Peck. That's what I don't like about him. He's a cipher. He's an unknown.
What about Brad Pitt?
Who is Johnny Depp?
Lot of range.
Oh,
and
you just like his pectorals.
Handsome.
Yeah.
Well, I like his eyes,
let's
too.
face it. Anyway, this is
hair.
called Flickster. It's ad supported, but I don't know how. It really is fantastic. Absolutely free. I have it on my iPhone. I have it on my iPad. I have it on my Android phone. I don't leave home without it.
Well, my app is, as you said, similar to yours. This is new. This is Moviefone.
777 Moviefone.
It seems...
Press 1 if you like Moviefone.
Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie
Press 2 if you like Flickster.
This is...
It doesn't do that, does it?
Well, it does this.
It actually has Mr. Moviefone on it? Oh, no!
Hello, and welcome to Moviefone for iPad.
That's all it does. That's the only thing that little button
does. But, you
does.
you had to have Mr. Moviefone
It's
somewhere.
it's good for a laugh once. It scared me this morning, actually, because I was like, what does MF do here? Well, hello! So this is new releases, obviously. You can get, this is the little trailer section, so if I want to watch the trailer for
This looks a little prettier. I have to say, they've got a nicer UI.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same information, really. I mean, Apple has their own trailers app, which works just fine, too. If you want to watch trailers, you probably don't really need to look too far because they're easy to find. However, here's something that Moviefone has that nobody else has, and that is...
Fandango!
That's correct. It's now geolocating me here in Petaluma.
Hello!
They actually recommend...
Would you like to buy a movie?
They recommend places to eat near movies, which is kind of neat. I mean...
Our movie district has a lot of good restaurants.
Mike Hudson...
Including my house.
Distributing. That's a weird name for including your house. That's nice.
You can just come upstairs. Seriously, I'm upstairs from the movie theater.
So if I want to buy Dark Shadows, for example...
Ooh.
Well, actually, I don't think that the theater is participating.
Have you seen Dark Shadows?
Oh, I see. If you see a little ticket, no, I haven't. But again, Johnny Depp, so
our
I have
theater
to see
does.
it.
You can buy movie tickets on Fandango. I think at ours, can't you?
Well, not necessarily on this app. This will show you if the theater is participating.
Right.
Yeah. So if I want to watch Battleship at 6:10 p.m. tonight, I can go ahead and buy a ticket.
So that's an important point. Fandango does not support all movie theaters.
Correct.
And in fact, it doesn't support our local ones. So
it doesn't
not
support
much use to me.
the Kabuki, which is my favorite one, because that's just it's got its own system.
So they have their own, exactly.
But if it is supported for the movie theater that you go to a lot, or you just, I don't know, you just on a whim want to see if you can buy tickets really quick, this would be a good app just because it's all bundled into one.
You know, it's funny because
free, too.
Do people even call Moviefone anymore? 777 film?
How do you even know that number? That's so...
Because I call him just to laugh at
days.
him. Nobody does that anymore.
I don't know if it works.
So this replaces... Oh, I'm sure it does. But this basically is them trying to come into the 21st
What would even
century.
that area code be? See, with cell phones,
it's every area code.
Okay, all right. I'm going to see if it works.
Hello!
Wow.
Who is that guy? The Moviefone guy. Is he famous?
777 film. Is that right? F-I-L-M.
Yeah, try it.
It's 3456.
Now, Virgil's saying, did I know that Dark Shadows was a soap opera? Are you kidding? I'm old enough to actually have watched that. I come home from school to watch Barnabas Collins and Dark Shadows. The movie, not the same.
No.
But Dark Shadows was in black and white.
Would like to help me find a similar business.
There is no 77 anymore.
Moviefone guy, he lives.
Oh.
He lives on the iPad.
Chef 855 says it's 800
Oh,
777.
all right. Well, okay.
Or
Thank
415 in your area code.
Correct. Well, my area code is 707, actually, because I have a 707 phone. Because I'm old school. Kicking it legacy.
Kicking it like Are we like, it's like 707, which is our area code here.
Yes.
Is that like, are we in the 707? Is like that a rap neighborhood? Like, are we in the gang?
I think there are probably guys in Vallejo rapping about 707 area codes.
Maybe that's
but not no
Petaluma.
songs that I can think of.
Petaluma is not like the big, capital of rap.
Hey, so Leo, there's a final app in
I
our
wanna show
roundup
you
that
this.
you've been dying to have an excuse to show us. Why? I don't know why you keep using that case. It's so...
It's a little tight.
hard to get in and out of.
I can loosen it. I should, because it was designed for the iPad 2, and the new iPad is just a slightly bit thicker. This is called Movie360. Now, you're probably using the camera app, the built-in camera app to make films, but this is cool because it has filters built into the camera app. So there's normal, but then there's memories, which looks kind of old. This is my favorite, sketch. So it actually looks like a pencil sketch. Elegancy. Here, I'll show you. I made a movie of our staff meeting.
Elegancy.
In sketch. And there's just something about it. It looks like, what was that movie that was rotoscoped? It kind of looks like rotoscope.
Oh, yeah, that was a thing.
Isn't that cool?
That was... Scanner Darkly.
Scanner Darkly. Doesn't it look like Scanner Darkly?
It kind of does.
It's really cool. It makes even the most boring staff meetings interesting.
Look at Liz.
She looks bored there.
She was very bored, but in a cool, filtery way.
Here's Charm, Magic. This is kind of a monochromatic one. They do actually have black and white ones. They have jelly. So these are filters that are in real-time filters that go right on top of your video, just kind of like Instagram-style filters. And I just think this is great. It also has built-in zooming in real time. So I could be making a movie, as I am right now, and zoom in the movie. I don't think there's any other app that can do that. Now, remember, it's digital zooming.
I'm opening up 8mm, which is another camera that allows you to add filters.
It has filters, yeah.
But it's not as many filters, and it's all very old-timey looking.
Right.
And I don't think I can zoom.
Not
that I can tell, anyway. I've never tried.
I really like this. I love the ability to zoom in a shot, which makes it more like a camcorder. This is a very, very, very sweet app. It's called Movie360. It's not expensive. It's $3.
Yeah.
You already have a video camera built in, but I think for the filters and for the zoom alone, it's worth the $3.
Absolutely.
Very, very cool.
You get good video out of these things. You might as well use them.
Yeah, I really like it. So it's just a simple pick. Let me if I can. I want to stop the recording. Oh, I see. I paused it. There, stop. So now I can get to the settings and we can see a little bit more. High, medium, and low quality. You can choose the resolution, so you can go a little higher resolution. Not full resolution on the new iPad yet. I suspect they're gonna do that in the next version. So there it is. It's pretty simple. It doesn't have a sharing built in. You'll have to save it out to the camera roll and do stuff like that. I just think for the sketch alone, it's worth it, and the zoom.
JPL4 in chat says one of the nicest features is pause. I guess what you could do is almost like a stop motion type thing.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that. Yeah, I'm recording. Instead of stopping, I pause, and now I can go take a picture of you.
And it's like a cool, I meant to do this jump cut thing.
I did an edit,
yeah,
exactly.
That's
and
cool.
I'll pause again, and then I'll shoot them, and then I'll pause again, and then now when I exit out of my... and then I could say,
it's not 3 videos you have to stitch together somewhere.
Exactly.
So it could come in handy.
So that's kind of cool. In fact, let me show you my mini movie that I just made.
It's going to be good, you guys.
It's so exciting. So there's that. See how it's just a jump cut? Don't you think it's kind of cool the way it does the pencil stuff?
Totally. That's so cool.
I think it's... Oh, come on. Stop it. You're mocking me now.
No, I'm serious.
Really? You like that? Oh, okay.
I thought it was awesome. I'm serious.
I know that most people think that I'm crazy, that I take pictures like this and I shoot movies like this.
Here's to the crazy ones.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Some say we're scround pegs in a round hole, but no. It's because we're geniuses.
That's right. Genii.
Albert Einstein would have used this app had he had an iPad. That's called Movie360.
So we just talked about, gosh, I think 5 apps. It went by pretty quickly. So if you missed anything, don't worry about it. You can always go to twit.tv/IPT. That is our show archive center. It's
all there.
It's our database of knowledge. Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah.
Leo was off last week, and Gina Trapani filled in for you.
It was so nice of her to do that.
It was great, and you know what? As you can expect, she was
adorable
and smart, and brought adorable. Her
That's
own
what we
words,
call her, yeah.
of course, and brought some great ideas to the show, stuff that we hadn't talked about before. So that was really fun. If you haven't watched that episode, you really should. And as you can see,
look at all the details.
Yeah, we've got all the links to everything.
You do that?
So
thank you. That's really nice.
Well,
of you.
I write it down, and then Jeff Stewart publishes it. So it's definitely a team effort between the two of us.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Jeff, we love you back there in your windowless room.
You know what we didn't mention?
He likes to get praise.
The Fireplace app. For 99 cents, you can have a fireplace in your iPad.
Like a Yule log?
Yeah.
That's nice. Why isn't that free? Come on,
It should
really?
be free.
99 cents?
It's a looping video.
That's cool. I get it. Hey, come Christmas time, they're going to make a killing on that.
Chestnuts.
Quick reminder that anybody who isn't watching us live, if you can watch us live, it's really fun. We tape the show live on, we don't really tape anything. We record the show.
Tape it.
Live on Thursdays at 4:30 p.m.
I don't
Eastern.
even think we tape things on Tech TV.
1:30 p.m. Pacific.
Let alone now.
We did tape things when we were in the field.
In the field?
Yeah.
We used DVC.
When I went to junkets, I would bring back a stack of beta tapes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are so old-fashioned.
In fact, I wonder if they're still using those. I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
In the real world, you mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to us?
Right.
We use P2 cards.
In the Hollywood.
In the Hollywood. Yeah. Hey, folks, I tell you what I use every time I do meetings now, and I love it. I just did a GoToWebinar yesterday. The folks at Citrix are amazing. GoToWebinar is the thing if you want to have thousands of people. GoToMeeting, I think, has as many as 200 people in a meeting. But here's the cool thing. Up to 8 of them can have video. The new HD Faces built into GoToMeeting is so awesome. There is a free iPad app. And another thing they've just added, you can now not only attend a meeting on your iPad and your iPhone, you've been able to do that for a while, you can actually send video and audio through the iPad. So just like this woman here, she's joining a GoToMeeting. You have to have the app, the free app on your iPad. And now he can see her, she can see him. If you're a company that's distributed all over the world, or you have clients and colleagues too far away to meet with in person, this is as good as meeting in person. You see their body language, you see their smiles, their frowns, you know how the meeting's going, and you make the personal connection. GoToMeeting is so awesome. All you need is a webcam, and almost everything does, including your iPad now, and you can have a high-definition video conference with clients or colleagues anywhere in the world. I'll tell you what, here's the deal. If you visit GoToMeeting.com, you'll see that orange Try It Free button. You can actually browse around as Chad's doing and see how it works and all that stuff. But click that orange Try It Free button and enter in the offer code IPAD, I-P-A-D, and we're going to get you 30 days free. Unlimited, too, by the way. That means you can as many meetings as you want, as long as you want. You can run it nonstop the whole month. Free. And the iPad app is free. The iPhone app is free. It's just really slick. GoToMeeting.com, offer code IPAD. We thank Citrix so much for their support of iPad today. We loves them.
We sure do. Thanks, Citrix. Hey, so while you were sleeping, while you were doing Windows Weekly, Facebook Camera, the app came out.
Oh, that's a little dig.
I just
a little
meant,
dig.
No, I was trying to make a funny joke about that Sandra Bullock movie.
While you were sleeping. Oh, I get it.
While you were in a coma this morning.
Well, I was in a little bit of a coma, but
the
third cup of coffee helped zing me up.
Facebook announced a new app because, Facebook is just not that busy, so it can't stop buying companies and going public.
You know what's weird about Facebook?
Apps.
Like the Messenger app is really almost like they extracted part of the Facebook app and said this is a standalone app.
Yeah.
Now, this new one is called Camera.
Yep.
Is it kind of the same where it's just a camera in Facebook?
Well, it's more of an Instagram experience, really.
Well, that's surprising because
it is.
Well, you know that Facebook spent $1 billion for Instagram, but that deal has not closed, which means this is something that they had without Instagram.
What is interesting about before we get too far into Facebook.
First of all,
Facebook Camera,
how the hell did you get that on your iPad? Because I can't.
So here's what you do, and this actually took a little researching because this is technically an iPhone app. Looks fine on the iPad as long as the pictures of decent quality.
As is often, but not always the case.
Oh, look at mine.
Sometimes if it's only iPhone, it will not show up on the iPad at all, right?
Well,
isn't that weird? Sometimes it does.
When you search when you search for an app in the App Store on an iPad, it will go up, nice up top. Here are the iPad apps
and it does
that relate to
iPhone
what you searched
apps.
for, and here are iPhone apps. Of course, because I download iPhone apps all the time because I like to see how they look on the iPad. However, this morning, and this happens sometimes when an app is brand new, it's technically in the App Store, but it hasn't propagated on all of the devices yet. So I looked for Facebook camera on the iPad, nowhere to be found. I looked for it on my Mac, and it popped right up because Facebook, in their announcement, they have a nice Facebook camera page, had a link to the App Store. So I said, I'll just download it on my Mac, and then through iCloud, it'll sync up automatically, right? It actually doesn't sync up automatically if it's an iPhone app on your iPad. It's trying to help you, I guess. What you can do when you get into a situation like this, if I go back to the App Store really quick.
You have to physically connect your iPad.
No. You just go to your purchased area. So it's not as horrible as it sounds, but it does require another step to say, yes, as far as that iPad or that iPhone app goes, so right now it'll default to iPad. If you go to iPhone, this is like recently downloaded iPhone apps, Facebook camera being one of them. As you can see, it did sync through iCloud. I never actually downloaded it on this computer or on this iPad.
That's cool.
The iPad is a computer, after all. It's the #1 mobile PC in the world.
So you could also do this if you didn't have a Mac. You could also do this on your iPhone.
Yes.
Just directly.
It's just something to remember. If you're like, why isn't this syncing? That might be the problem. And something Ayaz helped me figure this out earlier today.
He's so smart.
Because I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, so Facebook Camera it's sort of like how Facebook Messenger was Facebook's acquisition of Beluga, which was a non-SMS using data messaging system. And they kind of said, well, maybe you want to just message using the Facebook interface, but you don't really want all the rest of Facebook. Sure, we'll give you another app. That's fine. So you would think, well, Facebook Camera seems like the same idea. People are sharing photos on Facebook. Maybe that's all you're interested in right now. You don't really want to see any other updates that aren't that aren't photo related, or you want to share some of your own photos from your own. Oh God, I don't want to share any of these. No, get out of here. Oh.
See, it's not showing up in my iPhone search either. So I think that you did the only way you could do it until it does start showing up, which is click the link on the Facebook page.
Sometimes the App Store
it just takes a little while.
Yeah, it's almost like updating your.
So
DNS
I don't understand. So you did it.
I downloaded
into
it
iTunes
from the App Store.
And then it showed up and purchased.
Yeah.
Got it.
The reason I did that, and probably if you pull up
the Facebook
announcement on your iPad through Safari, it would be the same thing. It would take you to that direct link that hasn't already, it's almost like the App Store SEO hasn't kicked in yet. I
actually like how this looks. It's beautiful.
It's nice, but think about it. It's like, okay, if Facebook is treating photos, sorry about this cord, my audio cord, if Facebook is treating photos the way it's treating the Messenger app, that makes sense, except that they just bought Instagram for $1 billion. So now they technically have a competing app. Are they worried that the Instagram deal is not going to go through, and they kind of had this on the back burner?
Don't you think they must have had this in development for a while?
Yeah, but maybe it got shelved, and now it's like, hey, put this out just in case. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the story is here.
Does it have filters like Instagram
Yes, it does. It does have filters.
What this shows you really is that Instagram had nothing special going for it except a large community. And ironically, most of the 30 million people who used Instagram were already on Facebook. So there wasn't even a new community. I'm still baffled, frankly, about the acquisition.
See, look. I mean, this is so Instagram-like.
It's very Instagram. I mean, it's almost identical.
Let's go Emerald. Beautiful. Brighten up. Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's Instagram. I mean, that's why I'm like, they must, for some reason, be announcing this, because why would they possibly want people? They bought Instagram, so why would they want people to use? Maybe they just figure Instagram is not for everybody, and if something has the Facebook name, then we'll get more people using one or both. I don't know.
It's kind of
weird.
A mystery. It's kind of a mystery.
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be all sorts of theories online within the next couple of days. But again, brand new app, totally free. By the time you are watching or listening to the show, it might not be an issue to search for Facebook Camera right from the iPad. But today, it took a little finagling.
Well, and I just did what you suggested. I bought it on my notebook, and now it is in fact showing up in the purchase thing. So it doesn't take very long.
Right.
That's pretty funny, isn't it?
Weird, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to download it right now because I think that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
It's only portrait mode and
I don't like it that
the
Facebook,
regular old iPhone thing.
that Facebook owns us. That's the only thing I don't like.
Well, they don't own you or me.
Practically.
We don't own...
We put everything on there, don't we?
Yeah, okay. They don't own our souls, I guess. Is what I
No,
meant.
they
and
don't
we can
own,
leave
thank
at any
goodness.
time.
They don't yet
That would be
own
too
our
far.
souls.
Hey, you know what else came out? Actually, last night, I think, is a new browser from Yahoo.
Yeah, they said this is going to be the best browser ever.
Well, depending on who you talk to, it's either the worst browser ever or the best.
What makes it so good or bad?
Well, you got me. Rafe Needleman, actually, who's going to be on TNT later today, is going to talk about why he likes it.
Okay.
I read his review, and he likes it because it seems different than your average browser, where if you're searching for something, for
I have
example,
so many pictures of you from this angle because that's the only time I ever take a picture is when I'm sitting next to you, and that's it.
I wish I knew which side was my good side, so I could just
So
kind of.
it did. I was able to take its side, portrait, landscape.
Oh, you're talking
mode.
about Facebook camera
Yeah,
still.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And now
You
I can
were.
tap to tag.
But then you can't scroll through everything.
Right.
It'll have the little bars probably on top and bottom. Well, I don't know.
No, I think it just what
Because
happens
it
is the
doesn't-
UI doesn't rotate, but the picture was smart enough to do that. See what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I see. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess if you're one of those people who really hates the idea of square crop, then this would be an advantage over Instagram.
That's the big negative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look, it's got all the filters.
And the fact that I assume it'll save. God, I look like a
It's a terrible picture of you. I'm sorry.
porky pig. Hello.
What?
Well, it's just a bad angle. It's just,
Wait a minute, folks. Look at this. Does this look like a heavy person?
Well, it's just
Yes, actually it
sometimes
does.
angles can be. Yeah, look at that. Not good.
You're right. It's not a flattering angle.
No, it's just.
I still
That's
think
obviously not my good side.
You're cute as a button.
Thanks, Leo. You're the best. So back to Access by Yahoo.
I'm sorry. What were you talking about? You could see this. This has really grabbed my imagination.
Well-
Another browser. Ooh.
Okay, so can we just talk about? Let's look at this right away. So
right.
I'm looking at a screen on Yahoo, so it just looks horrible anyway because this is Yahoo. Let me open up another tab. Let's look at. Well, let's start fresh. Okay. Let's go to Google. Right. So I'm searching for Google. Now, what's going on here?
Are you in the browser?
Yes, I'm in the browser.
It's very confusing. That is a very confusing whatever it's doing there.
It is. So I've searched for Google. That's actually a sort of a weird example because that's a competitor. But what's going on here is Yahoo is now saying, okay, well, instead of like a variety
these
of
are
search
thumbnails.
terms, I'm giving you a variety of pages that you might be looking for.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you were to search for, let's say, Leo, and you're looking for Leo's website,
Right.
something might jump out at you, like there's a picture
I
of
see.
you
Yeah,
or
Google,
that sort
it's
of
all
thing.
one thing, but yeah. So search for a person's name, and you can see, oh, this is their website.
Yeah.
This is something else. about
But
them. Yeah.
when you're searching for a term or something that might bring up a lot of text links, I don't know that having everything as a visual, like maybe you mean Google Wikipedia or Google the Gmail homepage
Right.
or Google Translate or Google News. I mean, they all
So-
kind of look the same in a small thumbnail. But if
They-
I then click on Google News, sure enough, it opens clear as day. I've got my tabs down below, stuff that's already open, which I can switch between.
They're
okay.
billing this as a search browser.
Right.
So the point is not so much that it's a browser, but that it lets you search better. Ironically,
guess.
they're probably using Bing as the search engine since Yahoo no longer does a search engine.
Well, I think it's almost like a skin. By the way, this is an iPad app, an iPhone app, and a desktop app, and they're all supposed to have good sync capabilities between the three of them. And I think on your desktop, it's almost just running on top of whatever browser you're already using. But on the
So I did the Leo
iPad-
Laporte search,
Yeah.
and it's exactly what you said it would be. So it shows my blog, it shows TWiT,
Yep.
it shows the Tech Guy site, shows the Wikipedia, shows my Twitter. This is actually pretty useful.
That works out
Google
nicely.
Plus, TWiT Live.
Yeah.
So
So certain terms better than others.
that's pretty handy.
It is.
That's a nice job.
But here's one thing that has some people a little bit miffed, is it doesn't support secure browsing. So HTTPS.
Okay.
Unsupported at this time. What else do people not like about this?
Well,
on the iPad, you can't make it your default browser, even if you love it. So it's never really going to replace Safari because you're going to click on stuff to open it in a browser, and it's never going to open in Yahoo Access, at least as the iPad stands right now. Can't be done unless I guess you jailbreak. You could probably get around it, but most people don't do that. So
you know what's really interesting to me?
I just don't know what to think. Yahoo is a very confusing company in so many ways.
So it has 4 sharing places. You can share by email, you can tweet, you can go to the page itself, or you can pin it. Pinterest is built in to Access.
Gosh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Huh, pin it.
I find that very interesting to see.
Well, they know that that's how people are sharing things.
It does.
All the companies are adding pin buttons.
Yeah.
Pinterest. The thing about Yahoo is I don't hate this. I don't think it's as awesome as some people think it is, but I think Yahoo already has these properties. Flickr comes to mind of companies that have sort of withered and are dying now under the Yahoo brand. And why aren't they working on that? And if they are, why don't they have anything to show for it? Instead, we get these browsers that, well, a browser, Access, that seems okay, but is not necessarily something that everyone's like, when will Yahoo bring me the browser to end all browsers? The people demand it. I feel like we're getting this thing that we didn't know we needed and might not need.
Well, Google has also a iPad app that is essentially this. It's a browser, but it's search. It has the Google apps.
Right.
And the idea is that you would use it as a Google search. Apple, remember, doesn't let anybody really put a new browser functionality in there. That all has to be WebKit. There's some real limits on what you could do as a browser on the iPad.
Yeah, it's not just Yahoo that's getting shut out of full capability.
So it's interesting. I actually think I probably would have it on here just as I have the Google browser on here and never use it. Just always end up using Safari.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about alternative browsers on the show.
Right.
Because it's actually something that a lot of you care about. But it's never something that I use unless, like, every once in a while I'll open up, Skyfire, if I want to play a Flash video.
Right.
And I'm just nowhere near another computer.
That's the one
and I'm
browser
stuck.
that's probably a good thing to have.
Yeah.
By the way, 41 people like your Porky Pig picture that I just took.
Leo, is it on Facebook?
Yeah.
Well, that's why, because they're just subscribed to you.
And
And
Dana
it's a
said,
public
"Thanks
post.
for the reminder. Tuning into iPad Today right now."
Well, that's good.
You see,
Could've
Josh Thorne
done it
said,
an hour ago, but
"Swoon."
Aww. Isn't that nice?
And owner Gluckler said, "Zaman tulindin."
I actually have started deleting comments that I don't understand.
I figure they're spam.
But even if they're not spam, I just think, well.
You know what my rule is?
What?
If it's in a language I don't understand, now that's my limitation, obviously. Maybe this guy's actually Turkish and he's saying something interesting.
Yeah.
But if it's a language I understand and then it also has a link in it, as this does, then I assume it's spam. And you know what's interesting is that Facebook supposedly had been making great strides in blocking that kind of stuff. There's two spam comments in here, although one's to giant bombs, so I don't mind. I don't know why they would do that, Derek.
You just don't care.
But I don't mind because I like it.
Hey, really quick, you mentioned the Google Search app, which we've talked about as being very nice and clean.
Yeah.
It didn't get much of an update,
did it get updated?
in this last round. Well, you know what got an update is the iPhone version. Didn't used to look like the iPad version, and now it does. Yeah, so it's actually really beautiful. If you're more of a Google Search person on your iPhone, you definitely have nice, more beautiful interface. Look, look at all those apps. Hello. Looks just like this. Hey.
There's no negative to having Access, Google, Skyfire,
that's all I want to talk about.
And all the others, Photon,
They're all, for the most part, they're all free.
They're tools.
If they're not free, think twice.
Yeah.
So that's that.
That's that. Is there anything else?
No. Well, yeah.
Should I take a break?
Yeah.
I never know because I don't actually look at the rundown that you so carefully prepare.
It's actually better that way because then you'll start going off the rails.
I'm surprised. I always like to be surprised here.
Yeah. I like to surprise you. Boo!
Oh,
See?
God.
So good. Every time.
Why didn't I get a picture of that? Our episode today brought to you in part by Ford Motor Company, the Blue Oval. We love Ford. I drive a Mustang, 2010 Mustang. I love it. But I have been waiting, and I am excited to say the 2012 Focus, the electric version, is now at EV-certified Ford dealers nationwide. And I really was excited about this car. The most fuel-efficient 5-passenger vehicle in America. 110 mpge. That's the new miles per gallon equivalent that the EPA gives to. This is not Ford's number. This is the EPA number that the EPA gives to electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles. 110 mpge. It's the best city rating in its class. It is the best in class driving range of. What would you guess the driving range would be? You know, typically electric cars 40, 50 miles.
Yeah.
76 miles.
So that's
enough to San Francisco and back.
Yeah, it is. That's
Which is what you
actually
need.
my round trip.
Exactly. You could get here.
Wow.
You wouldn't have to plug it in. You could drive home. And then when you do plug it in, if you get the optional 240-volt Leviton charger, which you should get, it charges in 3 to 4 hours. That's the best-in-class charge time. 3 to 4 hours. That's half what the other guys, the Nissan Leaf does. Half. And it's also really fun when you pull into your garage and you plug in the charger. It's so cool. They even have that ring that lights up when you're charged. In fact, your cell phone, they have a smart app that will tell you how the charging's going, will let you schedule charging for off-peak hours to save you money. This is so cool. There's a website too. And it's all tied into sync with My Ford Touch so that you can your car and your smartphone and your desktop are all working together to optimize your electrified driving. I just think this is high tech. So cool. You would like this because you could choose the most eco-friendly route, not just the fastest or shortest, but the most eco-friendly. And you see that recharging. That's really cool. The regenerative braking that actually takes the 90% of the energy that's normally wasted in braking and pumps it back into the battery. That's one of the ways they get 76 miles to the range of this. And look it's a beautiful car. You're going to be so happy to have it. It's gorgeous. People will say, wow, that's a nice car. And then you say, yeah, and 110 mpg. Pennies to charge up. Early next year. Now, I was all set to buy this, and then they said, oh, wait a minute. Early next year, the Ford Fusion Energy plug-in hybrid. So it acts, in effect, as a hybrid that you could plug in. That's actually the C-Max, but it plugs in. It's a plug-in hybrid. So you use it as an electric vehicle unless you need to go farther. See, I don't think that's on the website yet, actually. Oh, there it is. No, it was right below. It was right below ours. See there? Click it again. There you go.
Yay.
Early 2013. I think this is my vehicle.
Energy
actually.
with an I. Very hip.
Energi.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm supposed to pronounce it that way.
I don't think so.
The Fusion Energi. Look at that. That is a beautiful vehicle. Look at that. I want it now.
You know, my friend Martin Sargent got a Fusion, and in my mind I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I saw it.
It's hybrid. They're beautiful.
Really nice car.
They're sweet.
Yeah.
They're starting to use the same. I think it uses the Lincoln, the same frame as the Lincoln. I mean, it's a nice car.
Yeah, that's comfort.
Oh,
your legs stretch out.
That's my next. So I apologize.
Oh, every car is your next.
I know.
car.
I was saying the 2012 Focus Electric was going to be my next car, but now I'm thinking, look at that.
Yeah, that seems more you.
I'm a luxury vehicle kind of guy.
Well,
and I love. I
they
tell
make
you,
them for everybody.
I love having a blue oval on the steering wheel. Makes me happy. Ford Motor Company. They are keeping the dream alive. Ford.com/technology, or drive one at an EV certified dealer near you.
a couple weeks ago, I showed off a picture of Buddy the dog watching an episode of Us.
Yes.
Well, Brad, who is human to the border collie Starbuck, took a video of Starbuck being a little confused about all of that.
Let's see the video. Here, boy.
So there we're showing Buddy.
Buddy's watching. Oh, we were showing Buddy.
And we're talking about
Now
Starbucks
Starbucks
Buddy.
saying,
Starbucks
why is there a... Because I was talking to Buddy.
Yeah.
But Starbuck thought I was talking to
wait
him.
a second. Who are you talking to?
Hey, Starbuck, come here, Starbuck. Come on, Starbuck. Starbuck, good boy. Good boy, Mr. Good dog, Starbuck. Good boy, Starbuck. I love you, Starbuck. Come here, give me a kiss.
Gonna bite you.
Oh.
That's it.
Did I go too far?
Yeah. I don't know. It was a video of a dog barking. What can I say? I'm a sucker.
It's better than your app cap.
What?
That's all I got to say.
You don't even. First of all, this is not your secret to reveal.
Am I revealing anything? No.
You're revealing that you don't like it. And
No,
now
I'm
you're
not
gonna
saying. I don't even know
You're going
it.
to put opinions in their
I just know the
virgin
name.
minds. All right.
Starbuck will not like your app cap. I predict.
I don't know. Maybe he will.
Maybe he will.
We got, Chad, you know what you need to do? You need to be logged into our account, and you must not be logged in again.
It's this again.
Well, we'll come back to it because it's working fine. We got a voicemail from somebody who's out of space on his iPad. And you know what, actually, we don't have to worry about playing the voicemail because I can summarize this. His name is Kevin. I think he's from Cincinnati.
Hello, my name is Kevin.
Or maybe it was Connecticut.
I'm from Cincinnati or Connecticut.
And he said,
sure.
I've got a 16 gig iPad.
I have a 16 gig iPad.
I wish it was bigger, but
I wish
unfortunately,
it were bigger, but it's not.
I'm out of space, and I don't have money to just go out and buy a 64
I'm
gig.
not made of money like you and Leo.
What do I do? It's
you
a
have
very,
a
very,
suggestion?
very common question.
I'll tell you what you do. First of all, get all the music off of it. And $25 will get you iTunes Match. And then you don't have to keep music on your iPad, which is probably, 16 gigs is a lot for apps.
Yeah.
But
I use
fills
16
it up.
gigs of apps. I mean,
Well,
I
we're
probably
unusual.
use more apps than the average person.
We're unusual. Actually, that's a good question. You can go to your usage
this is actually,
in the settings.
It's good to know which of your apps are taking up the most amount of space, and that's through settings, general,
and you have to wait till it
usage,
figures it out. I'm using.
It does take a little while.
I'm using 49.4 gigs on here, but I bet most of this
Gosh,
is
you're using
books.
a lot more than I am. I'm using only 23 gigs.
So the key here is.
But I blow out stuff a lot.
If you pay the $25 for iTunes Match, that allows you to stream everything in your library. You don't have to put it on. So video here for me is 22.9 gigs. That's probably TV shows. Music 6 gigs, and that's all books. I think most of this stuff is not taking up a lot of space. In fact, that is. See, it's all ebooks because I don't put music on here because I use iTunes Match, right?
Yep.
You can't do it, unfortunately, with audiobooks.
But you can also see which of your apps are taking up the most space. So on my iPad here, over a gig of space is used up by GarageBand because they've got a lot of templates and stuff that is part of the app that's stored on there. I don't really want to give that up. But then I've also got a gig of room taken up by my video app. And then it reminds me, remember when you watched Anthony Bourdain, No Reservations?
It's still there.
It's still there. I've already watched it. In fact, I AirPlayed it to my TV. I didn't ever even need to watch it on my iPad. I don't need to keep it. I can get a gig back just like that.
Well, in fact, and this is something new on the iPad. You used to have to sync it to get rid of it. But let's say here, I'm saying, oh, you know what? This is what's filling up my iPad. I have 22 gigabytes of a TV show called The Killing, which is a great TV show, by the way. But I don't want it to take up all this space. Now, and this is new, if you could show my screen, there's an edit button up here that lets you delete to save space. And in many of the apps now and usage, you can delete things and literally save space. You didn't used to be able to do this on your iPad.
Too bad you can't do a batch delete.
Well, I'm happy enough. This doesn't take that long.
No.
When I was in Norway, for instance, I wanted more space for pictures. So you see, now I've saved a lot of room. I only have 26 gigabytes used. Same thing. I was in Photos or iPhoto, for instance, and I can delete. Well, now this I can't delete individuals. I'll have to go into iPhoto to delete the individual pictures. But in some cases, you can delete data that's eating up a lot of space.
And if you've synced that with your home system or you've got a backup in somewhere that you feel comfortable,
go ahead and
you
delete
don't
it.
Have to keep the photos on your iPad. You're done with them.
Yeah.
Assuming that you are done with them. Those are all easy ways to give yourself a little bit more space, Kevin, because, it really sucks to be at the end of your 16 gig and feel like you can't download any more cool apps that we talk about, for example. Well, most apps don't take up that much room.
It's
but
like
some
here,
do.
I have all these pictures of Sarah Lane
blow them out.
from the set
because
of
they're
iPad
not
today.
Flattering.
They're not flattering. So, again, you have to go into the camera app, but you can just press the trash can now. And this is something you didn't used to be able to do. And I think you could do that with pictures, but more and more you can delete data, and that's because they don't want you to have to hook it up to a computer now to manage your iPad. So go to usage, look at what's taking up space, delete apps that take up space. I have, for instance, iStop Movie. It's taking 1.9 gigs. Why is that? Oh, because there's still a movie in there.
Yeah.
I've already transferred it off. Delete the movie. You don't need it anymore. Things like that. I bet you 16 gigs is actually plenty of space if you don't put all of your music on your iPad, I think. Look, I'm down to 30 gigs.
Wow. Look at you.
Look at me.
You just getting space left and right. We got an email from Leanne Matsumoto, I think she's in Hawaii because she says mahalo. My husband and I are traveling to Japan in a couple of months. We both have iPad 2s with 3G on AT&T, and we want to use our iPads while we're there. We've been trying to research the best way to get Wi-Fi and 3G service. I don't want to buy an international data plan unless I absolutely have to because it's expensive. I've read about services like iPhoneTrip.com where you can rent international SIMs for a reasonable price, but I want to be absolutely sure it's going to work when I get to Japan. I've also read about Apple's Airport Express. That's probably for the Wi-Fi part of it. Since not, if most of the hotels in Japan have only wired internet in the hotel rooms, I was thinking about this option. Will this work? What are my choices? Now, here's the problem. If she had had a new iPad, I would say not an issue because it can be GSM or CDMA. But Japan,
she has AT&T, so that's GSM.
But Japan is CDMA.
Right, so she's going to have a little trouble.
Yeah, because she's got an iPad 2, not the new iPad.
If you had the Verizon iPad, it might be okay.
Well,
but because you have the AT&T GSM iPad, so is that the case? You can't use GSM in Japan at all?
No. You can't.
Well, in a more general way, what you can always do is call AT&T and say, I want an international data plan. I think you can get one put on your iPad.
You can. Oh, yeah. I've done that before.
That's the most affordable thing to do. You can, and you could buy a SIM when you're there, but if you don't have the capability...
Yeah, there's no reason to buy or rent a SIM from somewhere like iPhone Trip.
Somebody in the chat room says, Web179 says he thinks he was just in Japan yesterday, and they...
Okay, well...
Maybe they added it.
Okay, good. Good. Because I looked it up, and as far as I could tell, Japan was still CDMA.
So there's
Most
one carrier.
Most of Europe is GSM.
SoftBank is GSM in Japan. So
okay, so maybe you
might be able to buy a SoftBank SIM. It would have to be a micro SIM, right? Because isn't that what the new iPad uses, the micro SIMs?
Well, she has the iPad 2.
Well, she has an iPad 2.
Yeah.
I think they use micro SIMs too.
I think... I think it's only Verizon that uses the micro SIM. I'm not positive.
It's a normal SIM. Okay. It's a normal SIM. So you could, that's one thing you could do. There's a SIM card slot right on the edge there. You'll need a paper clip or something to remove it and then put in a SIM from from SoftBank, a local Japanese company. I find that difficult because there's a language barrier, but bring the iPad in to a SoftBank store and point and gesticulate, and you probably can get it across what you want. One good thing, and we're being told by the chat room, is that there is a lot of public Wi-Fi in Japan. It's very, very common. So with any luck, you'll be able to use your Wi-Fi most of the time. And that's the most affordable.
She didn't say where she was going. When I was in Japan a couple years ago, I didn't just have Wi-Fi everywhere I was because I was in some more remote areas. But yes, it's good to know.
Actually, Leanne's in our chat room.
Leanne.
Have a great trip. I'm very jealous. I wish I were going to Japan.
We are jealous.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Have fun.
Most of the public places, especially in Tokyo and Osaka, are covered by Wi-Fi. So public Wi-Fi will always be your first choice because it's free.
Yeah, and you can just turn off data if you're really worried about it and only pick up Wi-Fi when it's available.
She says they're going to Tokyo, so you should be all right.
Yeah. Lucky.
So go to a SoftBank. You have a couple of choices. I would still call AT&T and get an international plan just in case. And then when you get there at Narita, you can go to the little SoftBank place and say, I want to get a SIM for my... and at the airport, they probably speak English pretty well. I want to get a SIM for my iPad. And they probably can help you do that.
Yeah. So there are a multitude of places in Tokyo, I'm sure.
There you go. What we did in Australia, by the way, and I thought this worked quite well, was we went to the local phone company and got MiFis. And use those. That's another thing you could do is you could get a SoftBank, or it wouldn't even have to be SoftBank. It could be a CDMA MiFi.
You're right.
That's the little Wi-Fi access point devices that use 3 and 4G. And then your iPad's using
Did you buy yourself like a month plan type of thing? So you were fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's another way to do it.
Yeah, that's a good idea as well.
Yeah.
All right, so a reminder that we love hearing from all of you. We like to help answer your questions, figure out how to get around certain stuff. You have a variety of ways that you can get a hold of us. You can write us at iPadtoday@twit.tv. You can leave us a voicemail at 757-504-IPAD. You can send us a video. You can tweet Leo or me or both of us.
You could.
And
that's actually a very good way to get a hold of me.
At least one of us will see those messages.
Yeah. I see you all the time responding to tweets, and I respond to you responding.
Yeah.
No,
it's good.
It seems to be a very good way to stay in touch.
It's good. It's good. Just upload the video and send us a link. If you want to send us a video, don't send us something that's an attachment. And try to keep those voicemails and videos to 30 seconds or less so that we can use them in the show. Thank you so much in advance. I'm going to get ready for my app cap while you
Read a commercial?
Stop listening to me and watch Real Housewives of Orange County.
All right, if you insist. I will launch my Sling player. Sling boxes, of course.
See, I thought that's what you were doing because you were getting that glazed over look.
I do. I have to admit, usually this is the time of the show where I actually stop listening to you and I launch my Sling player and I watch TV. And I can do that because we've got a Sling box in the home entertainment unit, right? It's plugged into the DVD player, the satellite box, or the cable box, the DVR. And all of a sudden, you can watch your home entertainment unit anywhere you go on the iPad. It becomes your television, your portable television set. It's great, too. There's no additional fees because you've already paid, the cable bill, I hope. And so that way you just watch it. You can even control the DVR remotely. I have to say, it's really fantastic. Let me strongly recommend you take a look at the Slingbox. You can go to slingbox.com and find out more. They're available at Best Buy and Amazon as well. And if you go to slingbox.com/twit, we have a special page welcoming you. We're just big fans of the Slingbox. It is kind of the gadget of the decade, I think, in many ways for people who want to take TV with them on their computer, on their portable device, and now on the iPad, which really makes the iPad, even if you're still in the house, it makes your iPad kind of your TV player everywhere. Slingbox.com/twit to find out more. Or just go to Amazon and Best Buy and pick up a Slingbox, hook it up to your television set, and you're ready to go. We're big fans, so give it a try today. And now it is time, ladies and gentlemen.
AppCap Awards!
The ear brigade.
So you are wearing yours backwards so that it shows that you have your cool name.
Well, I never will understand why they do that. If you wear it forwards, your name is, people only know your name as you're leaving. Here's why.
You're a parent at Disneyland, right? You're looking for your kid. Kid's running towards you, you see the kid. Kid's running away, you go, Leo, come back here. I don't know, I made that up, but it seems like that would be helpful.
That makes a lot more sense.
I don't know about parents losing kids, but I bet it happens.
Sure, so I'm thinking more like I'm going to a Shriners convention, and I want people to know, hi, my name is Leo.
And then they will. They'll say, Leo, twit.
I wonder
Leo,
where this
twit.
came from, because I've never been to Disneyland.
I have, but no, somebody had them made for us.
Somebody from Disney,
Mine says Sarah on the back of it.
Yeah. Why don't you turn yours around and then...
Well, okay.
She still has her strap.
Well,
my strap...
I want it to stay in place.
My strap broke a long time ago.
This is how you can like dance and stuff. And your hat doesn't go flying
Can you
off.
do the woo-hop for us?
No.
Please.
You made that up.
I mean, it's a good dance. The woo-hop.
Right. See?
Look, now we know it's you, but your ears are backwards. But see, only a real stickler would notice that the ears are backwards.
Well...
They're basically forwards.
Yeah, they're just little plastic
Do you think
ears.
we're going to get in trouble with Disney for doing this?
No.
Is this a copyright ears?
You know what?
Tom says yes.
Let's stick it to the man. Hey,
okay.
Come on, we bought the hat. Well, somebody bought the hats. We didn't buy the hats.
I'm just wearing a hat. I don't know who it goes to.
Yeah, right.
In fact, I think we get in more trouble if we have the logo in front. This way, it's just a Leo hat.
Right. And it's funny. It has a funny shape. What are you going to do about it? So I've got a great app
either the hat
today.
does or my head does. One of these is...
That just does not fit because your head's so large. But because you're very smart. It's all brain. So my app cap is called Cat Paint.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
It lets you paint cats?
Well, no, it lets you add cat heads and bodies to other people. So here's a picture.
Oh, that is funny.
Here's a picture of MG. And I'm like, okay, let me position it so it's like right over his actual face.
Actually, this is great. I want this.
Do I want to flip it? Does that look that kind of actually looks better. It sort of looks like he's facing this way.
That is
but maybe
truly awesome.
I'd also like to fire a laser toward this drink.
Laser
cat. Oh,
paint.
yeah. Look at that. We're good to go.
Oh, I have a feeling a meme is about to happen.
I think I'll save it to Instagram.
No.
Why
no,
not? Why?
No. Now Instagram's going to be full of cat paintings.
Okay, fine, I won't.
Go ahead, do it. Go ahead, start it. Start the meme. It can't get... Oh, now it's upside down. You could make it upside down, cat. There you go. Okay,
there you go.
So it does go to Instagram. What else? I saw other things there.
So, okay, so let's start from scratch, right?
Okay.
Let's...
Make a new one. Take a picture of me.
Okay.
Can I be a cat with mouse ears?
We'll see.
I don't have to make a face because you're not going to see me face.
Well, Leo, just put your hands down. Okay. All right, so there's a picture of Leo here. Let's use it.
Okay.
Okay, I don't want this cat. Whoops.
Oh, you put a new cat in there. You could have multiple cats.
Here we go. Delete. delete. Just calm down. It's going to be okay.
Cats
now
in
I click on
space.
the little cat icon. And I have
look at all the kitties.
all sorts of ideas.
Oh.
So maybe we want, this seems
should be a head.
kind of like.
Yeah. Ha! Can you flip that?
Sure can.
So I'm actually growling it. Oh,
Oh,
look at that.
yeah. Fire some lasers.
Lasers.
Let's have a party.
We're talking frickin' lasers.
I'm lasering the iPad.
Wow.
And there you go. And I can send that to Facebook. That's all this is. 99 cents. I'm sorry I bought it. What are you going to do? I did it. I did it, and I don't care. Catpaint.com.
Starbuck the dog. What do you think? Do you love it? Do you love it? I knew you'd love it.
It's wonderful
Wow.
stuff. Good. Look at all that fun.
Oh, you can have multiple cats.
Yeah. All right. What's yours?
Wow. All right. You remember Draw Something? How much did Draw Something sell for? Like 200 million? 300
yeah.
million?
I think it was 200.
It pales now. With Instagram going for $1 billion, these guys are probably thinking, gosh, we should have held out. Yeah. So this is Draw Something for singing.
Oh, wait.
Wait a minute. Let me plug in the, because this is, you got to hear this. You won't believe it. So this is for, it's an iPhone app, but it works just fine on the iPad, just like Draw Something did. So I'm playing a game. These are all people who want to play with me. Let's see. We'll let Andy Ihnatko. So I sang Turn, 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 and he didn't guess it.
Oh, because it was so bad?
So this is Andy singing a song. You got to help me because I have no idea.
All right.
Wait a minute. Why don't you hear this? Let's do it.
Oh, celebrate good times. Come on.
All right. Okay.
It's a celebration.
Okay. Oh, and now I can reveal vowels for 400 coins, but I'm not going to do that. C-E-L-E-B-R-A-T-I-O-N.
Yeah!
Sarah
Oh my
Lane.
gosh, this is so much better than Draw Something. So you're trying, you're trying to sing it like in a
You can't
weird
sing the
way?
words. Well, you can't sing the words because then you'd know. So now they have 3 types, just like Draw Something. The easiest would be The Longest Time by Billy Joel. The middle one is Beverly Hillbillies. Then La Bouche, Be My Lover. I don't even know that song.
Be my lover, wanna be my lover.
Shall I do the Beverly Hillbillies? Now, by the way, look you can preview it, so if you can hear what it sounds like.
Swimming pools.
Oh, so it reminds you.
Right,
Here's
you
what
can buy it in
want to do.
iTunes. I think this is where they're going to make some money, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Got it.
So let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Now I could sing the words. There's
No,
no
but that's
official
cheating.
there's no official rules about that, but I think that would be the giveaway.
That's cheating. I get confused.
Okay, so that's it. Now I'm going to send that to him. I could play it back just to see if it came out like.
I feel like he's going to say Davy Crockett.
Well, he didn't guess. I thought an excellent rendition of Turn, Turn, Turn.
Oh, well.
So we try somebody else's just to see. Here's Andrew. Let's guess Andrew's. Here we go. Ready?
So I know we're not supposed to use words, but
Andrew! You're cheating. I'm not going to play with you anymore.
You're cheating hard.
Let's try this one.
Gangsters Paradise.
I am not playing with you. You are too good. I can't get these at all.
I have three
Three
things I'm good at.
3 things. Okay, one is guessing songs.
One is guessing songs
from Bad Humming.
Wordless renditions.
Gangsta. Oh, it's Gangsta.
Yeah.
It's probably Gangsta, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Gangsta's Paradise.
Money in the power, minute after minute.
Look at that.
Hour after
Look at
hour.
that. 25.
Ooh, I could
You
do this
are
all
good.
day, but unfortunately, that's the end of our show, Leo.
Okay.
I got to wrap this up or we're not going to stop.
Hava Nagila, What I Got, or I'm Real from Jennifer Lopez featuring Ya Rule.
Ooh.
I could do What I Got.
I don't know
Love
the
is, that's what I got. Remember that.
The
problem is humming. Humming,
Well, that
right?
one's sort of almost rappy, so that's tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're on your own, buddy. You're on your own.
Anyway, you can see this is a great song.
That's
It's called
good.
a great game. It's called Let's Sing. And it's just like if you've played Draw Something, it's Draw Something with music, with humming. You get the whole thing right there. It's got coins. It's got the whole thing. You could buy extra, in the coin store, you can buy extra stuff. That's how they make money on it. I think this is really fun. It's called Let's Sing. It is for iPhone, but as you can see, it's just as good on
Now, I downloaded Let's Sing 1 HD.
Oh, you got the wrong one. That's something else I should mention.
Oh.
There's like a million things called
I downloaded the wrong one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got to get the one that it's got a red icon microphone on a red icon background. I'm glad you mentioned that because this thing is not obvious, and I can't remember the name. Does it say on your page who the creator is? Because it's not.
Well, it does, but I'm wrong because I downloaded the wrong one.
Yeah.
Because if you search for Let's Sing iPad in Google, the wrong one is the first.
Right. It's Lex Friedman and Marco Tabini. It's called Let's Sing. They should sell this for $300 million to Zynga because it's better than Draw Something.
Draw Something.
By MTA.
Draw Something is so April.
Isn't it funny? It's like over.
Yeah.
It's like over.
Well,
MTA is so look for a red icon with a white microphone or MTA.
We will also have the correct link in our show notes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No wonder I was like that. My app doesn't look anything like yours.
It was not.
That's good.
It was not one of the things I was going to do, but then I had to do it.
You got to love it, and it's free.
And it's free.
So that's the end of our show. Hope you enjoyed it because we sure did.
You can do that. You just can't say words.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you next week for our 100th episode.